guys, it's Owen, and it's time for games, where today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. So, um, there is a Minecraft event called Minecraft Championships, um, and I decided it would be fun to make a prediction video of where I think all the teams are going to be placed. So yeah, I guess let's just start reading out where the teams are. So, coming in at last place, we have the Sapphire Santas. Um, Pretty expected, really. I think many people expected these to be last. Unless they suddenly just start practicing like crazy, I'm pretty sure they're gonna come in last. This team, by the way, has Vixella, Cryptic Zeus, Dragolon, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm very sorry, and James Turner. Alright. And then coming in at ninth, by the way, before I continue, I just want to say these are not based on statistics. This is just what I've seen. Coming in at ninth, though, we have the Yellow Yetis, with H-Bomb 94, Smallish Beans, Sylvie, and the Orion Sound. Now, the reason why this team places so low is because Sylvie and the Orion Sound have had some pretty low scores before. And Smallish Beans, he can do well, but he needs to be on a really good team to do well. Because, I mean, his best two scores were 13th and 8th, but those were on really good teams. Whereas, just take MCC 11, for example, he got 27th. So, yeah, alright team, but, you know. The next one is the Emerald Elves, coming in at 8th, with Finster, CPK, Tommy in it, and Tubbo. Really, where this team places all really depends on how Tommy in it takes this event. And also how well Finster does. CPK, he's the most consistent player. And Tubbo, he did very well in his first event, but he hasn't done super well in his ones afterwards. So that's why they come at 8th. Coming in 7th is the Red Reindeer, consisting of Catherine Elizabeth, LD Shadow Lady, Meths, and Quig. The reason why they didn't come any lower than this is because extremely high scores from Meths and Quig. LD Shadow Lady and Catherine, they're not the best players. They can do well, but not very well. Not well enough that they can be a top 5 team, sadly. So yeah, that's where I put the Red Reindeers. Alright, next up, coming in at 6th, is the Cyan Candy Canes, consisting of It's Fundy, Filza, Quackity, and Wilbur Soot. Now, this team, I think this team could maybe be a bit higher than this, but how everything fit in together, I feel like this is a fair place to put this team. Filza, obviously, is an insane player when he's on a good team. Fundy, he does very well, like top 15, top 10. And then Wilbur Soot, he's starting to get a lot better than some of his first events. So, yeah, I think this is a fair place to put this team. So coming in at 5th after it is the Mint Mistletoes, consisting of Fruit Berries, George Not Found, Carl Jacobs, and Ludwig. Now, I don't know anything about Ludwig, and I mean anything. I haven't even heard of him before. But I know that Fruit Berries and George are very good. Carl Jacobs is, meh. I have no idea where Ludwig is, but the thing is, I've heard the phrase, never underestimate Fruit Berries before, and that's how the Lime Llamas got second in the last event. Spoilers, I know. Anyway, but yeah, never underestimate Fruit Berries, and so I didn't by putting this team in 5th. I expect this team to place lower than that, but I trusted in Fruit Berries, I guess. So anyway, coming in at 4th is the Teal Turkeys. Now, I have no idea why I put this team this low, because I honestly think that this team could do better. Illuminate and Puns, I actually don't know how well they did in the last event. I'm assuming they did pretty well. Krinios is obviously a very good player. And the Arid, he is pretty good, and on a good team, he can do very well. So I personally think that this team deserves to be fourth or higher. Coming in at third, um, is one of my favorite teams. I'm sad that I didn't put him in the top two, but it's the Coral Carolers, consisting of DanTDM, Kretzy, Sapnap, and Wisp. Now, Kretzy and Sapnap have teamed before, and they're obviously both very good. And then Wisp had a bad first event, but I think Wisp could do very well if he practices a lot and if he gets to know the games. And Dan, Dan, I think Dan is like a very underrated player. I think if he can practice, he can do very well if he practices enough. So, if he practices a lot, I think this team could maybe get top two, but it's hard to say what's gonna happen. Coming in at second is the Purple Penguins. It's False Symmetry, Grian, Karakorvis, and Pizza Hut. I mean, Pizza Hut and False Symmetry have both teamed before, and Pizza Hut's obviously insane. False can do well on a good team. Grian has proven himself definitely, and Karakorvis. Now, I'm actually not sure many of many of Karakorvis's scores. I think she's been quite a bit up and down. I think having some as low as like 28th, but having some as high as like 13th, maybe something like that. But I mean, all around pretty good team. They might place a little lower than this, but I'm not 100% sure. Now coming in at first with an insanely overpowered team is the Pink Presence with Dream, Captain Sparkles, Dang That's a Long Name, and Shovel. Now, I've always been thinking that Scott has been rigging himself to be on very good teams. No offense to him, but this definitely proves that. Okay, so Dream, like top 3 player. Dang That's a Long Name, top 15 player, sometimes even top 10. Captain Sparkles, I believe he actually finished top 10 in the last event, which is very good for him. And then Shovel, Shovel is definitely up and down, but it all depends on how good of a team she's in. So, like, I personally think that Shovel does very well, or can do very well. So, obviously this team is incredibly overpowered. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have. Well, actually, I'm going to say some stuff. So, this is the first prediction video that I've ever done. Let me know how much you liked it. Because, I mean, it doesn't take that long to do, to be honest. But I like because I don't have insane statistic stuff. But please do not be rude in the comments. And if I've said something mean to any of the people in the event, please, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. And, please do feel, or please do, say any corrections that you would make. Just please don't be rude about it. And I guess that's pretty much it. And so yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, please. I need clout. And then yeah, leave a supportive comment. And if you really, really, really want to support me, you would go over and message Nox Crew, hey, you should let Time for Games guy into the event. Anyway, just ignore that last thing that I said. So see ya.